Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a wash and seal for a monthly client of mine. This car wasn't extremely dirty, but the process for washing it is exactly the same. So welcome to Auto Clean Detailing. My name is Aaron and I hope you enjoyed the video. So the first thing I do is prepare all my equipment. As you can see, I use the client's power and water, which I've never actually had any issues with before. For some reason, I can never get this tap to seal correctly, and I always forget. It splashes me in the face just like that. I'm looking at getting a water tank and generator, so if you have any ideas, put them in the comment section below. So I'm using a pH neutral soap here, which is safe for the paint and doesn't strip any existing protections. I also use a Kranzel KHD 7/122 total stop pressure washer, which is a German-made machine and is probably the best on the market when it comes to car detailing. It has a water flow of about 7 liters per minute, which is about 1.8 gallons. And it doesn't draw that much power, so it's great for a mobile setup. So I'll fill up my buckets with water and soap, I'll get my brushes all ready, and then I'll put on my gloves. Now these are nitrile gloves and they're great, best on the market because they're chemical resistant and you can still feel everything. I like to have all my tools near me when I'm working, so I'll prepare everything before I start. So I'll go ahead and fill up any products that are running low, like my brake buster wheel cleaner. And this is a non-acid based wheel cleaner and it foams really nicely, so it's great for cleaning any sort of wheel, safe to use on all surfaces. I like to dilute it down about 1 to 6. I find that gives me the best results. So when it comes to the first stage of actually cleaning the car, I'll always start with the wheels, because they are generally the dirtiest and it minimizes dirt splattering onto other areas of the car that have already been cleaned. It just saves time. It's best to work in a system. So first I'll spray on an iron remover which reacts with the ferrous metal contaminants on the wheel, typically in the form of iron oxide, or better known as rust. And the reaction converts the iron oxide into a water-soluble compound, which is then easily washed away with my pressure washer. And then I'll spray on a wheel cleaner. This is called Brake Buster, and it creates a lather of soap, further breaking down any dirt. I then scrub the tires with my hard bristle brush, and you can actually find all these products in the link below. So I'll go ahead and use my long wheel brush to agitate the barrel of the wheel and around the brake caliper. And I always focus on one section of the wheel at a time, ensuring that no spots are missed. The next thing I'll do is use a bore hair detailing brush or some sort of detailing brush to reach all the nooks and crannies around the wheel, like the tighter areas in and around the lug nuts, just the hard to reach areas. The detailing brush really comes in handy. I'll rinse all the soap off from the wheel and then I'll repeat the process around the other 3 wheels. And the wheels can generally take at least 10 to 15 minutes depending on how dirty they are. I would have spent upwards of 20 minutes on just one wheel before. So they definitely do take a chunk out of the whole detailing process, but the wheels definitely make a huge difference on the overall appearance of the car, so it's worth taking your time. Once the wheels are done, it's time for the body of the car. So the foam sprayer I'm using is an MTM hydro foam cannon, and I'm also using it with an MTM hydro spray gun and an MTM Hydro 25 meter hose. I found this to be a great combination and really durable. Now the reason I always test the pressure washer at the ground before aiming it at the car is because if the fitting is not connected properly, it could actually fling off and shoot into the car and maybe damage the vehicle. I've actually had a fitting shoot off before I hit a car and it was not ideal. So depending on how dirty the car is, depends on the type of pre-wash I use. If the car is extra dirty, I'll use a citrus-based mild degreaser. So a mild degreaser will just help break down some extra dirty cars or some thick grime that's just been left to sit on a car for like months or years and it's just not coming off with a standard shampoo. Now, mild degreaser is generally safe for all paint, but I wouldn't recommend you let it dry on the car as it can etch into the paint, especially white cars. It's best to apply it, let it work, and then wash it off as soon as you're starting to see results. So I'll soak the whole car with a layer of soap and let it dwell for a few minutes. This allows it to break down any dirt or grime on the car. And the next thing I do is use a soft bristle microfiber brush to clean the dirt from the tight crevices around the car, like the window sills and around the badges and the grille. Now, if you look at the strip below the window, it's actually turned a brownish color, like it's faded from the sun. Now, you would think an expensive Mercedes like this wouldn't use cheap quality products susceptible to sun damage. And you're correct, this is not due to sun damage, it's actually caused from strong chemical. And no, it's definitely not any of my chemicals. This client used to take their car to the drive-thru car wash on a regular basis. They use extremely strong chemicals that end up being damaging to your car in the long run, so I don't recommend them. So I'll continue to rinse all the soap off along with any dirt or grime, getting ready for the hand wash. Pre-washing a car before hand washing minimizes the chance of scratching the paint. It's always best to use some sort of pre-wash before hand washing. So today was overcast and actually really nice to work in. As a mobile detailer in New South Wales, Australia, I have to deal with all sorts of conditions, including hot sunny days. If you're working in direct sunlight on a hot day, it's best to work in smaller sections. I'll generally do one half at a time, and this prevents the soap from drying out on the car. And it's not dangerous to let it dry on the car, but it's just not ideal. So the next thing I do is soak the car with soap again, ready for a contact wash. Now, there are two reasons why I'm soaking the car with soap again. The first is that I still have product left in my foam cannon, and it means I don't have to go to my wash bucket after every panel to soak the wash towel. And the second is I like using square microfiber towels. I fold them in half and in half again, giving me 8 sides. This means I don't have to go back and forth to my wash bucket to rinse the towel. I just fold it to a clean side and only rinse them after one half is complete, or if the car is really dirty, I'll replace the towel completely with a clean one. This just saves me time. Now, I'm not against wash mitts, but I personally don't like them. The main reason is that they're thick and they don't wash as easily as my microfiber towels. Plus, I keep hundreds of microfibers on hand, so I can easily replace them rather than rinsing them. So there's a time-saving tip for you. You can never have enough microfiber towels. I use 350 GSM microfibers that are 50 centimeters squared. GSM just means grams per square meter, and it's like the thickness of the towel, the plushness of the towel. Next, I'll give the car a thorough rinse, ensuring that all the soap is washed off the car, ready for the next stage, which is drying. When it comes to drying, I use a big plush microfiber towel from GT Shine. It seems to work like magic. I'm yet to find another drying towel that beats it. And by the way, you can find the links to most of these products down below. I'd be interested to know what your favorite product is, or if you have a favorite drying towel, or just any product in general that you recommend. I'd be interested to try it out and maybe review it. So now that the car is clean, it's time to add some protection, and I'm using Bead Maker from P&S Supplies. It's a type of spray sealant that uses binding polymer and monomer technology to produce a hydrophobic protection, and it's super easy to apply, pretty much wax on, wax off, and I've had great results with it so far. It lasts about a couple of months before you need to reapply. Of course, this depends on a few different factors, like whether or not you park outside. So the last step is the finishing touches. I'll apply a tire shine dressing and just double check the rest of the car to ensure I haven't missed any spots. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this valuable. If you want to see more like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button, and I'll catch you in the next video.